Hello and welcome back everybody, my name is the Blue Dwarf and welcome to episode 3 of Create Above and Beyond. Just been making up some wood because we get nice 6 planks per piece of per log using the mechanical saw this way. But to start off in today's episode properly, we are going to take our boreal extractors that we made at the very end of last episode. We're going to place them next to this tree. So I believe that means that it's already working. Seems to have its light on. I don't know if it needs to be facing a certain direction, but what we can also do is to speed up these boreal extractors is that we can use fertilizers to boost the production. Now we can do that. We can get some fertilizer, we can get some phytogrow, and we can do that using some apatite that we've mined underground, along with some niter that we found underground, and some sand. Now we can get 2 whole stacks of that, and we can just chuck that in there for the moment. And it got us 25 resin without the phytogrow, so we'll see how much it gives us with the phytogrow. Now, the main reason why we want this resin is if we look at it in JEI, we can take that resin and we can make it into rubber. The other thing, there is another way of making rubber, and that is through using flowers. Now, or vines, and then resin, obviously. So what we can do is we can just take things like our rose bush, which we can just duplicate a bunch of times. So if we take some of that phytogrow out of there, if we want many rose bushes, we can just sit here and grow a bunch. And you see the phytogrow doesn't get used every single time, like bone meal. It can be used multiple times sometimes. And then we have 46 bushes already, and that can be used then with a bit of water to create rubber. So if you want rubber quickly, it's much easier to get it from the rose bushes. If you want it passively, then from the trees and the boreal extractors is your best bet. So looking at the first actual chapter in the book, we can look at chapter 1 and see welcome to the factory guide. These quests are an automation plan for your upcoming assembly line. Always view them as recommendations on what you should construct as passive supplies for. The flow graph depicts the connections between relevant recipes and processes. Happy engineering. Get some builder's tea for that. And the rigid flow graphs of this guide may suggest that items aren't accessible until they have been automated. Be reassured that you already have access to tools from later ages, such as filtering, though not without a bit of manual effort. So we've already gotten to the point where we've made andesite machines, but we haven't automated making them. Now, to automate making them, we need to be able to have automatic wood and then cut that wood down. We need to have automatic andesite generation, and we need to have automatic sands generation and automatic kelp generation. We also need clay, so we can wash sand into clay, and we can get sand. Should be able to get sand from various processes, possibly later on through pulverization of gravel. But we can also use strainers to get a passive supply of sand early on. So first thing that we want to look at is making kelp automated, because it's a lot of effort to go all the way up here to get some more kelp when we need it. So to do that, we are going to need, first of all, make some more andesite machines, because we are going to need to make some mechanical harvesters and various other things. So I'm going to make up some stuff, and we will be back when we have the required machinery. So I've just made up some linear chassis like that, and we can make up a mechanical bearing with a turntable, and do that just like that. And we have the andesite machines that we now need, so that we can then take those andesite machines. We can look at a portable storage interface. We need to get one of those, and we're going to get 4 of the mechanical harvesters, and now we're going to get 6 of those mechanical harvesters. And with that, we should actually have everything that we need to make at least a working kelp farm, and from there we'll be able to go on to other things. Now, to help us be able to see a bit more about what's going on, we can take our gold ingot and we can make that into a plate. And we can take some glass and some string, and that will allow us to make some engineer's goggles. And we can stick those on our head, and that way we can be able to see how many stress units things are using. So we can see all of these different things. So total of 2 times 256, and each of these are producing 256. So we have one whole wheel not currently doing anything. So that means that we can use that to run our kelp farm in a second. However, in order to make our contraption work, we are going to need to stick it together with some slime. Now, we can just grab some slime balls from this structure here. It looks a bit like that on the map. They're fairly common. You get them all over the place. At least I can see one there and there. And just grab some slime. You can, I believe, might even be able to get some grow some slime with some trees, depending on if that. We might even actually have a sky slime tree sapling already, I believe, back at the base. But this will give us plenty of slime to make many different contraptions. So for putting our contraption together, we are going to need an iron plate, and we are going to take some of the slime that we just grabbed and an iron nugget, and we are going to make some super glue. That will allow us to glue any block to any other block, but we will also be using our slime balls to put together the structure as well with the way Create works. So I've just started thinking about where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it here, and then we can have glass going along here, and it will be like the end of our building. So we can have that down there so that's our mechanical bearing, and that's a radial chassis. And then I believe we have to put slime on there. Oh, I guess that doesn't actually doesn't use up the slime. And we need to grab our wrench from over here. There we go. And I believe we can so if we destroy that, it will give us back a clean one. And then we can put the slime on there, and we can take then our linear chassis and put them next to each other like that. And then we will take 4 of our harvesters along like that. And then we will need to have this go round, and we can then put what's it called, kelp down on the floor and fill it all up with water, and then that will be working. But first of all, we need to think about powering it. So we need to power it from below. So we're going to go this direction. We need to go here. And is that it? Oh, one more. And we will take our gearbox, turn that into a vertical gearbox. Take our shafts. We're going to need some more of these. And we can make those using some of our andesite. And we're going to also need to actually make some more gearboxes. Gearboxes aren't too hard to make. We just spell correctly. Gearbox. There's some gearboxes. So we can take this as a geared output. Put it like that. See, that's something I wanted to look at trying out. There was a special bearing that I found in that dilapidated wooden bearing bracket even. And if I put that like that, where does it have to go? How do you place this thing down? Do you have to place it around? You might have to place it around. There we go. So if we change it so these logs go there, then we can have the systems that still looks like it's making sense. So we'll make another one of those and put it on the other side so that this still looks like it's the whole structure's being held up. And we can place that there, along with a small gear there. Have that leading out just so it's a little bit faster. And then we can take 2 gearboxes and we'll need to make both of these vertical gearboxes. And dig that down. And hook that all up. There we go, that should be working. Oh, that's going very fast and the wrong way. So what we can do for that is we can disconnect this. And we are in fact just going to run it along like that. That will reverse its direction. It also doesn't really need to be that fast for what we want it to do. It's lined up. So that should be going the right direction now. Yes, there we go, going the right direction, and the things are working. The reason why I wanted to set it up so it was actually going around is so that I could get a bit more of an idea of laying out the layout, and then I'm going to do that. I'm going to lay it all out, plant up some kelp, and fill it all up with water. So having filled that all in with water, we can go in and we can plant all of our kelp. And as we go along and do this, we've got the machine turned off. You can turn it off and on by merely just right-clicking the mechanical bearing. I believe we might have to do something a bit weird to get it going again, due to it. Due to it now being, technically speaking, attached here. So we may have to break that off temporarily before setting it going again. And the other thing we need to set up is the remote portable storage unit. So, and we also need to put storage onto the actual thing. So what we can do is we can put a piece of super glue onto, where should we put it? We should put it, I think we need to we'll put another linear chassis like that. And that way we can have, do you want to have it like that? I'm just thinking. Yeah, we'll have it like that for the moment. We'll have the chest there, and then we will have the portable storage interface actually come out this side. So what we'll do is we will have it like there. And if we try and start this thing up, yep, it's gonna break. And then it breaks that because it can't disconnect. So we're gonna have to break these 2 blocks. And just gonna dig this dirt block out so the water doesn't go everywhere. And we're gonna have to that shaft again. We need to apparently attach the mechanical interface. So there. So I think we have to use some more super glue there. And that should work. I hope. Right, so that's all working. Damaging us a little bit, but... And it is collecting kelp, 23 kelp. So that's going to get us a nice amount of kelp going for us. And we can then just take... So that would be... Just set it going for a second and then pop it on the opposite side. We are going to have to set up some place here, and if we set it up so we have a chest like that, and the interface like that. That should whenever there is items in this chest and it is moving, we should be able to have it going. So we used glass from Tinker's, which can be broken, thankfully, and just, again, break that a little bit there just whilst we're setting this all up, and then set it going, and then when it comes back round it should engage, and I guess it doesn't automatically put it into the chest. Okay, we're gonna have to figure that out, but it is working for us in every other way. So with a few minor adjustments, I've been able to get this working, and it has been working pretty effectively. I actually gave it its own water wheel so that whenever I was messing around with these water wheels, it didn't keep breaking, because whenever this stops, it has a tendency to pick up the lower half of these walls. We've got some fish in there as well, which is just a little bit of an aquarium bonus. I thought this would look quite nice at the end of our building here, and hopefully should be able to actually fill in that bit. That was just because whenever you want to stop it from connecting to the sides of the walls. These blocks can actually go through the glass, through solid blocks even, so it's not that because of that. And I guess we have a fish farm as well now. But it has been producing. It's been producing pretty well. I don't know how long it's taken me to get that working, but it has produced a few stacks of kelp for us. But now we are going to go on to automate something else, and that is automating what we need for the automating cobblestone and andesite. Oh. Right, so we now have some extra plates. That's fine. Got too much stuff in our inventory. We need to clear some out. So we can go grab our wrench again, and we can then combine those together with the andesite machine that we made, and we have a mechanical drill. Now, because to make andesite, we have this unique actual andesite, I think, is where it shows the generation technique. Yes, custom generation. So as part of this, you can get, when using water and lava over bedrock, you can get andesite cobblestone, granite cobblestone, diorite cobblestone, and gabbro cobblestone. So I guess it also has the ability to, if it's dropped from above, then you can get andesite. Okay, just like where you can get stone in regular Minecraft that way. But as we'll be mining it with the drill, it doesn't matter because we'll be getting the cobblestone anyway. That means that there will be a piece of bedrock underneath, so we will not be able to just pick up the broken block with a hopper. So what we're going to try and do is have a hopper minecart set up underneath it. So what we need to do is we need to go down into our mine and find a piece of bedrock that is slightly above all the others, so we can fit the minecart underneath. So I'm going to try and go find a piece of bedrock, and I will be with you when we have one. So we were getting towards the end of the episode, so what I decided to do is that I would build all of the main structure, and then we would showcase it. So with 4 different water wheels running this thing, and many gears all over the place, we've got this thing running at a really high speed using 1024 stress units. That is every single stress unit these guys are producing. And we have found a spot where we have water going down there, and if we place some cobblestone there, we can place the lava there, and it should start generating. That was a piece of diorite, granite, gabbro, andesite. That's the one we're looking for, and it is all being picked up and it should be ending up in this chest here, and it is perfect. So what we have there is a hopper with the rail on top and the hopper minecart above that, and just to keep it in place we will put a stair there, but so we can still access the chest. So that means that we have, this should be all automated, and it looks like it's doing a very efficient job of picking up every single piece of, and nothing's getting burned up or lost. So that means now we have an automatic supply of andesite, which can be used for making our andesite alloy. So that is all that we'll have time for in today's episode. Thank you all for watching, and have a lovely day. Subscribe if you are enjoying the content, and drop a like to show your support. Bye bye everyone.